If you are thinking about selling your home, then you might want to consider having it pre-inspected, and I'm going to give you 5 compelling reasons why this is a good idea. And we start right now. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, we are talking about all things real estate as well as the Scottsdale lifestyle, Phoenix and Scottsdale lifestyle. And today we are talking about if you are thinking about selling and having your home pre-inspected. So let's just jump right in. A lot of people will be like, why should I pay for a pre-inspection when the buyer is going to come in anyway and inspect the house? And here, my thought on that is you can either be proactive and know what's going on, or you can be reactive and just wait till the buyer comes through your door and then lays a whole bunch of repairs on you. All right, item 1. I think it's always best to know what is happening with your house before you get a buyer that comes to the door. And why do I say this? Because the last thing you want to do is, let's say you accept an offer on your house and you're happy, you're like, woo, yay, good offer. And then their inspector comes and there's some massive repair that you have to make on the property. And now that profit that you were so happy with is now going to diminish because the buyer's going to say, I'm not going to buy your house unless you're willing to pay for all or part of that repair. If you had had your house pre-inspected, you would have known about that large repair and you could plan for it accordingly. So that way you might hold out for a higher offer, knowing that you're going to need to potentially offset that repair and then essentially end up at the price that you want. So those few $100s that you invest up front, could have easily paid for himself in this, in just making this one smart move. Number 2, if you find out what repairs are necessary in the house, then sometimes it's a great idea to go ahead and take care of some of those in advance. Because when the buyer's inspector comes through, your list of repairs that it's going to show that you need, the buyer's inspector's always going to find something. They always have to justify their existence. But if the list is only 10 small things, that shows a lot better to a buyer than 50 things on the list and then they freak out. And it can really be the difference between you going under contract and closing, or going under contract and it falls apart. Number 3. Okay, you could actually close faster if you take care of some of these repairs in advance. And why do I say that? Well, you don't want to have to be waiting for subcontractors to come and do miscellaneous repairs. And right now, people that do trade work are really, really stacked up as far as jobs, and trying to get them in can be tough. You have long waits. So that could be problematic, which could potentially put your original close of escrow date in jeopardy, giving the buyer a potential out if you don't close on time. In Arizona, they would cure you, and then they give you a few days to cure the breach. And then if you still can't close on time and you don't have the repairs done, then they could walk. Okay, point 4, this is the money saver. So this is why you're watching this right now. If you find out repairs and you do them in advance, you can use a handyman to do those repairs, which can save you a lot of money. If you wait until you're under contract, then the handyman clause can come into play. And in Arizona, with handyman clauses, if the total repairs that the buyer is asking for cumulative exceed $1,000, you can't use a handyman. So some of those smaller things, now you're gonna have to pay, a tradesman. You could have had a handyman that has to do minor electrical. I'm not saying a handyman should ever do big electrical work or anything that's related to safety. No way. But swapping out a ceiling fan that might not be working, a lot of GFIs go bad. They could swap those out if they know how to do that. And that can really save you a lot of money and more than pay for the inspection itself. So that right then and there is the reason that you should get your house home inspected. Because again, once you're under contract, your hands are going to be tied as to who you can use to make various repairs. And number 5, it can make the closing process easier. You get under contract, you might have a few minor repairs. If they're minor, the buyer might actually take a credit for some of the repairs, and that way you can just slide through to closing. And this way it frees your time up. You're not chasing down vendors to try and get them in to make repairs. You can just focus on packing and getting yourself to your next destination. If you are really contemplating selling, you might want to check out my checklist or my staging tips. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you like the content of these videos, please make sure to press the subscribe button and press the bell notification so you know next time we drop a video, which is usually on Tuesdays. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Michelle Miller with Michelle Miller Realty and Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Arizona Properties. We'll see you next time.